Alright y'all, what is going on? Back with another video, and today I want to talk about two topics. I want to try to get these two out the way because they're pretty interesting to say the least, and I'm kind of worried about both of these situations. So let's go ahead and get into it, but before I do, I want to thank everybody who's continuously helping this channel grow. I really appreciate you guys. We are at 850 subs, and that may not seem like a lot, but it is a lot to me, and I'm really appreciative for that. I also want to thank you for watching the content, liking, sharing the content, watching the live streams. It really means a lot. Now, later on today, I plan on doing a reaction to the Sony State of Play, so hopefully you guys will come through and watch that video and or live, because I may just go live and do it, but just be on the lookout for that. So hit the notification, let people know what we're doing over here by sharing this video. Now, two things. First, I want to talk about People Can Fly, and I also want to talk about The Witcher 4. People Can Fly is a studio that I actually like. And I thought they done some pretty good work with the Gears of War Judgment. I know they did that, and that's the first time I heard of them. And also they did Outriders, which is a very underrated game that nobody talks about. And it was one of the launch titles around, was it the Xbox One or Xbox? I can't remember if it was a launch title back then, but I know it was a really good game that I really enjoyed. And I played a lot of it, and I highly recommend it if the servers are still up. It's one of the online games I actually like to play. And like I said, People Can Fly is being shut down or it's being dismantled. And they have a lot of layoffs going on. They also are supposed to be working on the next Gears of War E-Day. And they also was working on a couple of projects for Sony. So once again, you're starting to see all these companies that are continuously being debunked or defunct, laid off, or just dismantled altogether. We just talked about what happened with another one of my favorite studios, like what was it, a Codemasters, and what's going on over there. But Nacon is going to save the WRC series. But it's really disheartening when you see a game that actually was actually fun, like, you know, over the shoulder third person shooters. People Can Fly did a really good job with their games. Like I said, they did Gears of War Judgment. They probably done some other ones. If y'all know, let me know in the comment section. But they also did, like I said, Outriders, and I like Outriders. You know, it was a fun game to play, especially with others. And it was one of the few games I've actually liked to play online, even though I'm not much of an online gamer. But I highly recommend playing that game if you haven't already. I'm pretty sure the servers are still up. Man, what are they doing to my truck? Jesus Christ. But hopefully that they're, you know, you can still play that game, and that'll be pretty awesome. But to me, I don't know what's gonna happen with companies that are just as passionate about their games. And I know there are some people out here saying like People Can Fly was a little bit of with the culture war and stuff, but to be honest, I never seen any of that. Maybe I really don't pay attention to it that much, but I've never seen anything like that from People Can Fly. So to get their just due because they're on the wrong side of the culture war is whatever. I just know that they made a couple of great games that I like, and it's kind of disheartening to see them fall by the wayside and no telling what's going to happen to them going forward. Like when you look at good companies like, you know, Slightly Mad Studios, you start seeing Codemasters, now People Can Fly, then all the other ones that I know that did really good. You know, it's kind of, you know, disappointing to say the least. But that's what's going on there. Hopefully we'll see what's going to happen with them. It's kind of disheartening, and I'm kind of, you know, down about it because I really like what they did, and I actually would love to see somewhat of an Outrider sequel or something similar to that, or another iteration of that, because I think Outriders is very underrated, and I think you should try it if you haven't already. Very good looter shooter, which there's not that many out there that are that good anyway. Nevertheless, let's talk about The Witcher 4. Everybody's been talking about The Witcher 4 situation where we saw the new quote-unquote demo or trailer or whatever the case may be. Come to find out, that was a vertical slice. A lot of that stuff was not a representation of what The Witcher 4 is going to be, and I'm really worried about what's going on with The Witcher 4. If you don't know, you should know that that this is not the first time CD Projekt Red had this issue. They've done this before when it came to The Witcher 3 and the infamous Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know if they can afford to do that again, but this right here makes me think that I'm not really looking forward to what The Witcher 4 is offering out the gate. Maybe later on down the road, this would be a game that you want to get later. Like right now, Cyberpunk 2077 is actually phenomenal. I highly recommend picking that up now. But if you bought the game back in 2020, like a lot of people did, you were probably disappointed. Did that game come out in 2020? Jesus, it's 5 years ago. That's crazy. But nevertheless, yeah, this is what happened. Cyberpunk 2077 was awful in this release. Somebody gifted it to me, and I ended up refunding it back to Sony, but I did manage to get it on PC later on down the road, and I actually had fun with the game. I mean, Cyberpunk now, it's totally different what it was before, but this is a problem that we have a lot with a lot of games coming out nowadays anyway. They're like coming out, they're broken and all this other stuff, and unless if you're not dealing with the AAA scene, you're not really experiencing this. But like I said, back in 2020, this was an issue when it was, games coming out. Games were coming out absolutely broken, and CD Projekt Red look like they're going to be going down that same path when it comes to The Witcher 4, and hopefully that's not the case, because this is probably one of the most anticipated games, because even with Cyberpunk falling the way it did, they still got good rapport with their customers with The Witcher 3, which that was an amazing game at the end of the day, even though that started out a little weird, but it turned out to be a phenomenal game, and it's still great to this day. And you want to have that same experience going forward with the next iteration of it. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but I feel like both of these two companies, People Can Fly, which they're being dismantled, and The Witcher 4, CD Projekt Red, what they're doing, this is it's really a bad time, because these companies actually made solid games. They really did. It's not one of these companies that tried to do something crazy and they're paying the price for it. These companies, for the most part, they do have some type of goodwill, even though if Cyberpunk 2077 started out bad, I think they got a pretty good redemption on them about the way they fixed the game. Now, do these games need to come out originally the right way? Absolutely, they do. But that's another story for another day, where I'll probably get into why you should probably wait a year before buying one of these newer games. These are the type of games that you may not want to actually invest your time in right out the gate. You might want to wait till all the bugs and stuff get fixed. But nevertheless, y'all let me know what y'all think about People Can Fly. Have you played any of their games? Have you played Outriders? I think it's a phenomenal game. I still love playing it. Also, have you saw what happened with The Witcher 4? What's up with the vertical slice? I mean, these companies should know better. I know they're probably trying to get some investors' money, but if you're an investor, I will be caused to pause, because you don't want to lose your shirt trying to deal with these games like this, and they come out to be broken. Look at Cyberpunk, look at Watch Dogs, and in some cases you can look at the Killzone trailer from way back in the day. Or do I even need to talk about Madden 06? You know what I mean? But I'm gonna get up out of here. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I will be going live or make a video later on the day. Be on the lookout for the next piece of content, and I'll see you guys then. All right, y'all be blessed. I'm out. Peace.